I'm really disappointed at how many people out there don't know who Jahmyr Gibbs is and how good he is. Because Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be an absolute beast for Alabama this year. A couple of weeks ago, I released a segment talking about Ole Miss football, right? And in this segment, I talked about how Zach Evans and Jahmyr Gibbs are going to be the two best running backs in the SEC this year. Well, I had a subscriber by the name of Black Dog who commented on that segment and said that Jahmyr Gibbs and Zach Evans are going to struggle this year because they're going to find it more difficult to have success running the football in the SEC compared to the previous schools that they came from. And I was just really, really upset because he said that Jahmyr Gibbs and Zach Evans were only good because they played in weak conferences. And I was more enraged at the fact that he had the nerve to say this about Jahmyr Gibbs. Anybody who really follows college football understands that Jahmyr Gibbs was the only player on Georgia Tech's offense that opposing defensive coordinators were actually game planning for. Jahmyr Gibbs was arguably the best player in the ACC when he was at Georgia Tech. He was an all-ACC selection as an all-purpose player, a running back, and a returner. And he did this at Georgia Tech with a team that had bad coaching, no offensive line, no good quarterback play. Jahmyr Gibbs literally was Georgia Tech's offense. Literally. So the fact that I saw this comment, it just really enraged me. And it motivated me to make this video because this is just such a casual take. And I think that a lot of casuals don't really know just how good of a player Jahmyr Gibbs is. You see, Alabama isn't a team that utilizes the transfer portal heavily, but there's a reason why they went out and got Jahmyr Gibbs. This is somebody that last season for Georgia Tech had 143 carries, 746 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, averaged 5.2 yards per carry. Remind you, behind a very bad Georgia Tech off the line. He also was a factor in the passing game for the Yellow Jackets. 36 receptions, 13.1 yards per catch, 470 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, the dude was an absolute monster. And he was the 4th best player in the transfer portal. And so when you look at what he has done so far during Alabama's spring camp, the dude has done nothing but impress the coaches. Nick Saban has raved about this guy so much. After the spring game, he said that he obviously is a very good running back, a very good receiver, a very good third down back, a very good addition. And I can't remember the last time I've heard Nick Saban say so much of a mouthful of compliments when it comes to a player, ever. And on top of that, Jahmyr Gibbs was MVP on offense during Alabama spring game. He popped off a 75-yard touchdown run during that game. This dude was winning nothing but awards during the spring for Alabama. Every time you looked up Alabama spring camp, all you heard was Jahmyr Gibbs, and more Jahmyr Gibbs. Let me tell you something. If you guys want to know what a modern day first round draft pick looks like at running back in the year 2022, it's Jahmyr Gibbs. Because you see, a lot of people think that the running back position is dying in this day and age of football. And not just college football, but in the NFL as well. And it's not dying. You see, people have to realize that the running back position has changed. Nobody's really looking for a Derrick Henry anymore. Everybody's looking for the next explosive scat back, like your Alvin Kamara's, your Austin Eckler's of the world. That's what Jahmyr Gibbs is. He's 5'11", 200 pounds. He has elite burst and acceleration. He gets the top speed very quickly. He has elite quickness and agility. And on top of that, he has elite twitch. And when you're looking at a running back who's drafted in the first round, yes, they do have the elite athletic traits, but he also have to have that elite twitch. And for those of you guys who don't know what that means, that basically means that they don't think when they play. They just move and react. Their body does all of the reacting for them. And it's just like second nature. And that's what it is when you look at Jahmyr Gibbs. This is somebody who just is insanely quick and agile. He has like cat-like reflexes. And on top of that, he has good vision and patience. And although he is only 5'11", 200 pounds, he plays way bigger than his size. This is somebody who has great contact balance. He can run in between the tackles. He just isn't somebody who just you can run outside zone with. If you need him to run up between the middle, he can do it. And on top of that, he has a very effective stiff arm. And he also is able to bounce off tacklers if need be. So when you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, man, this is just somebody who is just a complete running back all the way around. He is elite when it comes to catching the football out of the backfield. You also can line him up in the slot. He has great hands. He catches the ball pretty smoothly. He will have some concentration drops here and there. But overall, this dude is a monster. Phenomenal route runner. Great after the catch. If you're a defensive back and you see Jahmyr Gibbs in the open field, good luck. I'm trying to tell you guys, bro, like, it's not fair that Jahmyr Gibbs is on Alabama. It really isn't. You already have Will Anderson and Bryce Young. Why do you need Jahmyr Gibbs? Why? You feel me? This dude is an absolute cheat code. I'm trying to tell you. Don't be surprised if you see Jahmyr Gibbs end up being a Heisman finalist this year, because he is going to put up ridiculous numbers. Imagine the success that he had at Georgia Tech. And imagine how good he's going to be this year behind a better offensive line with a way leaps and bounds better coaching staff. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to end up being a first-round pick. Record it, screenshot it, do whatever you have to do. This is a first-round caliber running back. In this day and age of the NFL, you're looking for Jahmyr Gibbs types of players. You're looking for a running back who can be a three-down back, who not only can run outside the tackles, but can run in between the tackles. He can do that. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. You can line him up in the slot. He can run routes very well. He's a mismatch for linebackers and defensive backs. How are you going to stop this? Honestly, how are you? This dude is a human cheat code. Now, the only two criticisms that I've seen people have about Jahmyr Gibbs is that he doesn't possess top end speed, which I kind of disagree with, because I have yet to see any defender haul him down from behind. But maybe that will change with the step up in competition, but I doubt it, because he has elite acceleration, so he gets up to the top speed really fast. You feel me? And then on top of that, his pass blocking also is a little bit of a criticism, but you can improve those things. That's what coaching is for. So for Jahmyr Gibbs, I expect him to end up going in the first round along with Bijan Robinson. These are two of the best, most talented running backs in college football. And I don't really want to say it's an opinion. I kind of think that this should be a well-known fact. But, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, man, he's going to be a monster. He is going to be an absolute monster. And I keep looking at this Alabama team as a whole, and I just keep feeling more and more bad for the bloodshed that is about to be shown on national television when Alabama plays Texas A&M and they dethrone them, they slice their head off, and they leave their guts and blood all over the field. I honestly don't know how you stop a Jahmyr Gibbs. How do you stop a Jahmyr Gibbs? You feel me? And yeah, you can say JT's only 5'11", 200 pounds, but he's physical. He doesn't shy away from contact. If he has to run through you, he will. You feel me? Like, man. I'm glad I ain't out there trying to play linebacker and tackle Jahmyr Gibbs. It's insane. This dude is a human cheat code. He's like if you go to create a player and you build a running back with 90 speed, 78 strength, and he just has 99 acceleration, 99 quickness, 99 agility. He is really, really elusive and really quick. And I think that if you don't know who Jahmyr Gibbs is right now, I guarantee you, you're going to know who he is by the end of this season. He is going to end up being one of the best, if not the second best running back in college football behind Bijan Robinson, and he is going to be a first-round pick because this is the kind of running back that you're looking for in the modern age of football. You want a elite scat back. And that's what Jahmyr Gibbs is. But not only is he just an elite scat back, but he also is a running back that you can run in between the tackles. Austin Eckler isn't somebody that is capable of being able to get a 18, 20 carry workload. Jahmyr Gibbs is. Jahmyr Gibbs is pretty much a weapon. I don't even know if you would describe him as a running back no more. This guy's just a weapon. You just put him out there. He's a football player. You can put him to return kicks, punts, he can do that. You can put him in the slot. If you need him to be your wide receiver, he can be your wide receiver if you need him to be. If you need him to be your running back, he can also do that at a very high level. What can't Jahmyr Gibbs do? You feel me? This dude is just a insane athlete. Rare quickness and rare agility. And a lot of people keep comparing him to Alvin Kamara. I think that he is a way better version of Alvin Kamara. I think that he's more quickness and way more agile than Alvin Kamara. And that's not taking anything away from Alvin Kamara. I just think that when you look at their short area quickness, I think that he's way more elusive than Alvin Kamara. But let me know your thoughts on Jahmyr Gibbs down in the comment section down below. Let me know how good you guys think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be this season. And I appreciate you guys for listening to this episode of the JT Sports Podcast. Make sure that you guys like the podcast if you're listening on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure that you check out the JT Sports Podcast, available on all podcasting platforms. Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts from, the JT Sports Podcast is available.